Good morning. It is Sunday. It's the Lord's Day. It's the start of another week. And our reading is from Proverbs 15:4. Speech that heals is like a life-giving tree, but a perverse speech breaks the spirit. Seems like I talk about this a lot, but there's good reason for it. A few weeks back in our Sunday class, where we're studying Isaiah, just a plug, we ended up doing something we don't normally do, and we got to talking about some things that we saw on the social media platforms. And the reason we did is because we see that what goes out is out there forever. And we were reminded that as Christians, we're ambassadors of God's kingdom. And so what we see and how we act, especially, unfortunately, often on social platforms, is out there forever. And is that what we want people to see in us? When what they should see is Christ reflected in us. And that especially pertains to speech. And not just verbal speech like I'm doing now, but the written speech that we put out on X or TikTok, if you're young enough to be on TikTok, on YouTube or wherever. Back in the day when you wrote a letter venting about something that maybe you needed to vent about, you could tear it up and throw it in the fire. The problem is today we type it, hit send, and it's too late. And we need to think about how are we glorifying God in our speech? Because as you've heard me say on other occasions, it takes 9 positives to offset 1 negative. We're to encourage and build up people. It's a whole lot easier to tear them down. And we see a lot of that these days, of people attacking and tearing down and hurting other people. We're supposed to be the ones that bring healing. And that healing may be hurtful to some people, i.e., you need to accept Christ because you're lost if you don't. Or to other believers, is that really how you want to live and represent Christ? But all of that is intended for the purpose of healing for the walk now and for the blessings of an eternity if they're lost. And so we really need to watch our words, watch our language, and really, in dependency on the Spirit, watch our spirit. Because what comes out of our mouth is a reflection on what's going inside. And so if we're in the Word, in prayer, walking with the Lord, what comes out of our mouth is much more likely to be appropriate. So James talks about the tongues. This passage talks about watching our words. And so at the start of a new week, let's try to remember that as we move on into the rest of this week. And I'll see you again tomorrow.